I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, I haven't done this for a bit. We'll see how good we are. We can just roll.
That's
right
what I
back
say
into it.
at the homestead all the time. This is episode 57, I think.
Yep.
Weighing in with Travis Hartman, this is season 2. It feels like it's been a minute. Not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen. It has been, but we're back, and we're back better than ever. I mean, look at us. Look at us.
Back, and we're better than ever. I mean, come on.
Bingo.
I mean, come on, guys.
So, weighing in with Travis Hartman. I am B Money, the producer. That there is Weekend Trav. Honestly, I feel like I'm blind right now. I can't see anything.
So dark. These things are so good at fighting the sun.
And I'm gonna keep them on. So Weekend Trav, I know we haven't been together for a few weeks here, and that's fine. We've had life stuff going on, travels, and this and that, and blah blah blah. We're not gonna spend any time on that. We're gonna jump right in.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pretty action-packed couple of weeks, and even the weeks coming are pretty action-packed, but we want to spend some time at the onset of our show. We're going to talk about Manny Pacquiao, first and foremost, as he took on Yordenis Ugas. Rather than Errol Spence Jr. because of the detached retina deal, the eye, blah, blah, blah. So let's talk about that fight, and let me give you your thoughts overall on the way the fight led in, how it led into the fight, the aftermath, what your thoughts are in general on Manny.
Yeah, I mean, originally, though, that's the thing, is Errol Spence was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao. And I think 10 days out, maybe, before the fight, Errol Spence had to call it off because he had a detached retina. So they looked at the WBA super welterweight champion, which is Ugas, and they asked him, hey, do you want to fight? Who the hell is going to say no?
Of course.
Fighting Manny Pacquiao on pay-per-view on the biggest stage in the world. Nobody.
Massive
of course
payday.
He said yes. Massive payday. So, but I've been slacking on my predictions because I told everybody that Ugas has the style, has everything to give Manny Pacquiao problems. And I didn't just say problems, that could beat him and probably would beat him.
Yeah.
And everybody's watching this. Manny Pacquiao lost a decision, a unanimous decision. One of the scorecards was close, 115-113, which means it was 7 rounds to 5. I just want to tell everybody, though, Manny Pacquiao is 42 years old, I think he's 42. My point is, everybody, as soon as a guy that old loses, they all want to say, yeah, he's 42. They all want to say, oh my God, Father Time. I'm going to tell you right now, don't take the credit away from Ugas. It wasn't Father Time. Manny Pacquiao still looked like Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Of course, he wasn't in the prime Manny Pacquiao. I'm not saying that by no means. But that Manny Pacquiao was damn good still.
Yeah.
Ugas beat a damn good Manny Pacquiao. So I don't think that it's fair to say that Ugas beat a, past his prime, over the hill type of a Manny Pacquiao, because he didn't. He beat a very, very good Manny Pacquiao. But it was a style that I thought was not a good matchup for Manny Pacquiao, because Ugas is tall, rangy, lanky, can box, stays outside, long arms, long reach, all of that gave Manny Pacquiao problems. Of course it would. I knew it was going to happen. And he is the regular, there's a bunch of names for it. He's the WBA, Emeritus champion, whatever it was. Manny Pacquiao had the title, and he had to relinquish it, and this guy got it, essentially. So Manny Pacquiao and him had a little bit of beef going in. Manny was like, you didn't win my title, which he was not wrong. He didn't, but now he did.
Now he did. So, I mean, that's fight's over, and in typical fashion on what reporters do is you get a fight like this. You get a fighter he is past his prime, still very prime, but
I guess he is,
past his prime, age-wise, things like that.
Yeah.
He's definitely super fast still, but not as fast, not as powerful, but still solid.
Yep.
So the typical questions first he gets peppered with, is this it? You hanging him up now?
Yep.
I hate that Weekend Trav. When a fight like that occurs, and then within 2 minutes, that's some of the first questions. Is that going to be your last one, Manny? How do you think someone like that's going to answer?
This is my love-hate relationship with the media. Is, as a fighter, my dad always told me this a long, long time ago. Even when I was in the amateurs, I'd lose a fight. He goes, think about it that night. It's fine. He goes, let it set in. You lost. It does suck, but after that, get over it. Period. Yeah. But you're emotional. And the point of that, the reason my dad says that, because there's multiple fights where I lost, and I was like, oh, I don't want to box again. I'm so emotional. I'm so mad. I worked my butt off, and I lost the fight, right? The night of the fight, especially right after the fight, you're emotional. You're an athlete. You're used to winning. Of course Manny Pacquiao is going to be so bummed. And when people ask these questions, rapid fire, right after a tough fight, Manny Pacquiao's all beat up, got scrapes all over his eyes, and they're asking him, does he ever want to fight again? I mean, give the guy a break. Yeah. Talk about the damn fight. It was a good fight.
The other thing is, don't take away from the champ.
Yes, and that's what I hate is that, again, I'm going to reiterate, Manny Pacquiao got beat by a better guy on Saturday night, period. Don't blame Father Time. Father Time was not, it wasn't one of those fights like a Muhammad Ali fight where Muhammad Ali ended up losing, I think, to Spinks at the end. He just sat on the ropes and got peppered, right? This was not even close to that. Manny Pacquiao fought his butt. Manny Pacquiao, the first half of the fight was winning the first half of the fight. Okay, Ugas pulled away towards the very end, which is noticeably understandable too, because maybe that's why Pacquiao has lost a little bit.
Yeah.
But regardless, Ugas won the fight.
See, that's half of sports commentating and half of sports analysts analyzing is the what if scenarios. And so with that, give me the what if. What if it was Errol Spence in that ring taking on Manny Pacquiao with two good eyes?
Yeah.
What do you think would have happened given what we saw from Manny Pacquiao in the ring over the weekend?
I mean, I think Errol Spence would have won that fight, and I almost think that Errol Spence might have finished Pacquiao, stopped him. Possibly, we don't know, so I can't really take that from Pacquiao because he's such a tough warrior. The only person that's really stopped him, right, is Marquez, who knocked him out cold. I don't know if Spence would have done that or not. It could have easily because Spence is a big dude. This is a big fight.
I get the feeling it probably would have been a bit lopsided, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just get that impression.
I mean, I think so. Again, that's a big what if too. But I want to give a lot of credit though to a guy like Manny Pacquiao because that dude, most fighters, when a big time fighter pulls out 10 days before a fight, they're cut it off or they'll pick an opponent that they know they can beat. So that's why I want to give Manny Pacquiao so much credit.
Absolutely.
That guy, you do not ever hear stories of Manny Pacquiao ducking anybody.
Yeah.
So praise the Lord for that guy. He made boxing great because he always fought the best.
Yeah.
This guy went up. He turned pro like 108 pounds. I mean, give me a break. And he fought as high as 154.
Yeah.
The guy is a phenomenal guy. He was great for boxing. I say was, maybe is. Maybe he's not going to retire yet. But if Manny Pacquiao decides to retire, Hall of Famer bar none. I think
100%.
A-division world champion.
I mean, listen, this is the way the match went down. It was pretty much a win-win for almost everybody involved other than Errol Spence. And he can't help that. And for all we know, and we talked about this in the pre-production, that eye thing, it might still be somehow a domino effect of that car accident, right?
Yep.
And that's going to be a tricky sucker to get back from.
Detached retina is no joke.
Yeah, even with the advances of surgeons, of medicine and things like that, that's going to be a tough one.
Yep. It used to be a 100% career ender. But now, because of our advances in modern science, they've been able to prolong guys' careers for sure. But it is going to be always in the back of his mind. Now they're going to pay very close attention to this stuff. But also, I want to give some credit, and I've been taking some flack for boxing being such a violent sport. But boxers go through such rigorous tests before a fight.
Yeah.
That's how they found this. They found this because he was going through his normal routine. You have to get eye exam by an ophthalmologist in most states, which they check for detached retinas. It wasn't like he was having issues and he went to the doctor and had him do a test. He had to do those tests to get okayed by the commission to fight. So that's what I love about boxing is we do a lot of strenuous testing, MRIs, things like that, before blood tests, all of that before we go into a fight. So the process is working. Thank God for that now. Thank God that Errol Spence did that because he fights with a detached retina. He could permanently damage his stuff.
Was it completely detached or was it like hanging by a thread for a lack of better?
I think it was a partial detachment.
Okay, so maybe he couldn't tell or I don't know. I haven't read any of that stuff on like details.
I don't think you're gonna get details out of that camp because
not.
That's a very, very serious
injury. If he's training
injury.
while he has that, yeah.
Well,
overall, fans I think won. Well, they stayed the same. They were gonna win either way.
Yeah, I think they did.
So they got a good fight. Ugas, obviously, big win there for him. Great win. Fate kind of just lined up appropriately for everybody. Manny Pacquiao was able to have a good, solid fight, not get his butt kicked by Errol Spence, which I'm gonna say it. I think that was what was gonna happen. That was gonna be my prediction on that one.
I do too.
So overall, it is a good deal on that one. Manny Pacquiao. Any final words on him?
I mean, Manny Pacquiao is a huge believer in God, and I love it. And maybe God stepped in and said, "Hey, I'm going to save you from Errol Spence. I'm going to put you with Ugas." Because I'm telling you,
No offense, Ugas. No offense.
no offense, Ugas. Ugas is not a big power guy, is why I say that. I say that because he's not a big power guy. Errol Spence is a big power guy. Errol Spence is a big welterweight. So Errol Spence could have easily hurt. And don't get me wrong. You look at Manny Pacquiao's face after that fight. His face was pretty beat up, so Ugas did some damage. But Manny Pacquiao also did damage to Ugas. His face was pretty beat up too.
Yeah.
But genuinely, styles make fights. And the style that Errol Spence has, Manny Pacquiao might have dodged a small bullet. If he ends up retiring, which Manny's a very religious guy, and I think Manny, if he's smart and he goes back home and talks about this and is like, hey, you know what, maybe God, this was Manny's way of just, you don't need to end your career on a win. It doesn't happen that way sometimes. In a perfect world, yes, maybe, but maybe God saved you, bro, and maybe God was like, hey,
Time to
I'm
go
not going to hurt you.
President of the Philippines. That's what I see happening soon.
He's the congressman as well, I think.
So-
He's the senator, Senator Pacquiao.
So you mentioned styles make fights. Let's transition then to the most stylish boxer in the game right now, with the sweet haircut, the sweet comb-over haircut, and we're talking about none other than Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
It didn't work last time, by the way. The algorithm, it was on to us.
I know.
But anyways, that's this weekend draft. We
I
haven't talked
know.
too much about it. Jake Paul taking on Tyron Woodley. We talked some, but I don't think it's gotten as much attraction and media attention as he did when he fought Askren, right? So now, I don't know. Maybe that's just me and my sampling of the sports media world. But that's coming up this Sunday. Sunday, August 29th, Showtime Sports. We're stepping up here.
I think that is your sampling of stuff because this has been big because Showtime has been doing an all-access documentary style of this fight, and they've had I know they've had one episode. I think the second episode just released. It goes inside the camp of Tyron Woodley. It goes inside the camp of Jake Paul. It's been great, man.
Yeah. I just haven't.
They sell fights.
I haven't seen the same amount of fervor online from the fans, the MMA fans versus boxing fans, which I hate that because that's how the first one was, or the Askren fight was. I haven't really gotten that same rumbling feeling, like every day, like, oh, I wonder what dummy is going to say something to us now.
Yeah, some MMA UFC versus
Which,
boxing.
don't get us wrong, we love all combat sports. This is a boxing podcast because this is the back to number one Beards, Bourbon, and Boxing podcast, shot in Orlando, Florida, specifically in a boxing gym. Did I get that in the wrong order?
No.
Right order?
You can do whatever you want.
Shot on a Sunday or Monday. Today's Sunday. Did I miss one?
In the world.
In the world. In the world.
In the world.
We're a little rusty, folks, as you can tell. We're a little rusty.
But his glasses are awesome. Tell me the glasses aren't awesome.
They are awesome. You want to know why? You want to know my inspiration here?
What's your inspiration?
The inspiration for these shades in particular. So the on-again, off-again relationship with my guy, Aaron Rodgers, and my team, the Green Bay Packers.
That's right.
And he waltzes up day one of training camp with these shades, these specific ones, because, he sent them to me.
Because you guys have a tight relationship.
I had to pay for shipping, but, And he had an Office shirt on, the Office shirt. I don't have that because I don't watch The Office. But it's just money. These glasses are money.
Let's get our still right here.
Let's
get our still.
Money.
Right, this is our... That's the cover right there. That's the
They're
cover.
like sweaty in
that's
that
the cover
one?
right there.
Okay,
Beautiful.
so we're talking.
You're wearing black, so that's going to throw the
Because
algorithm
it's
off.
hot as crazy.
But the fans like the sweat stains.
Oh, I don't know.
Guys, tell me you love B-Money sweat stains. Tell me you love them.
Can't see them today.
I love them.
But I will tell you, it is a sweltering 116 degrees in this gym.
It is. I think we got 1.6 thousand views because of your sweat stains.
Possibly. That's money sweat. Let's go back to
B-Money.
Let's go back to someone else. Money, Jake Paul. Let's talk about
Jake
this.
Paul. Literally, we haven't given it a lot of love, and honestly, B-Money doesn't like talking about Jake Paul, which is fine. But this kid's, I'm telling you, this kid, he is money. B-Money. Jake Paul is J-Money. This kid is literally farting rainbows.
I'll give him that. Yeah.
Okay, this kid knows how to make money.
You know me. I'm never going to hate someone's
knows
hustle.
how to
I'm not
sell.
going to hate someone making money. Good for him.
Financial advisor over here, B-Money. Like, he's not hating on that for sure. So, yeah, dude, B-Money. I've been watching the camps, and like usual, man, I tell this to my...
Hold on, I can't see in these glasses.
I tell this to
Make sure I pour this right.
my fighters that I train and that train with me, that Jake Paul takes it serious, man. He's 4 or 5 years now of training, and he's only had 3 pro fights. Is he 3-0? I think he's 3-0. Yeah. And the dude trains his butt off. You watch the camp, he's training his butt off. He has real professional boxers that are giving their take on him, and they're like, dude, most people want me to be, I've been a pro boxer for 17 years, 16, 17 years, amateur 14. I've been doing it my whole life, literally 30 plus years of boxing. And everybody wants me to be so offended by Jake Paul. I'm not. And I'll tell you why. Watch Showtime's All Access. Watch the guy train. Watch this guy train. He's got BJ Flores as coach. He's got a couple assistant coaches that are pro boxers like J. Leon Love. Yep. He's got a legit camp around him, and the guy knows how to train because of those guys. Yep. BJ Flores is a world title contender. I mean, the guy had a phenomenal amateur career. I think he won a couple world championships in the amateurs even, and then contended for a couple titles. Never won them as a pro, but the guy knows boxing.
That's the thing. See, you and I, we've said this before, you and I both know people that shouldn't be boxing as professionals. They probably should never have been professional boxers, but they are. Yeah. And no one is going to, give them hell about it. It's just different because of the platform. It's different because of the guy, the style, the character, and it's the whole old guard versus new guard situation. That's the same with anything. I take into like my world, my business world, right? People hate the fact that some millennials, things like that, have made a ton of money real quick because it's not the traditional way of doing it. Yep. And you get a lot of old analysts and old commentators on TV and things like that, ripping those kind of strategies apart because, yes, they are very aggressive and also temporary, but they hate the fact that some people figured it out. Yep. And possibly got out at the right times, too. They hate that. So they're going to poo-poo it.
This is exactly what I would tell Jake Paul, too. And this is what I tell a lot of people that get a lot of hate. I go, listen, nobody hates average people, okay? They don't. If you're doing something in life, and if you're to the point to where you have haters at the level that Jake Paul does, guess what? He's doing something right as well.
Absolutely.
Whether you like it or not, I personally, you know what? I feel like he's gotten a little better, though. I really do. I feel like he's got some really good mentorship from BJ Flores and some of those guys. I feel like it's humbled him a little bit, for sure. A little bit. Boxing has that opportunity to humble you.
There might be some language in a Showtime contract, too, that might help
Maybe. But my point is that he has toned back a little bit. I was not a Jake Paul fan before he was a boxer. I was not the YouTuber Disney Jake Paul fan. I wasn't. I didn't even know who the hell he was.
I didn't even know he was on Disney.
Exactly. Yeah. It's funny because he
makes fun of himself, so I appreciate that.
The only reason I know that he was on Disney is because they were in the press conference with Tyron Woodley, and Jake Paul was like just talking such smack, and he's like, because Jake Paul wants to be known as a professional boxer. Sure. He does. He goes by that. He does like, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a Disney star. And he goes, and he told Tyron Woodley, he goes, make sure when I beat you don't tell them that, it was a Disney star and this YouTuber. He's like, I'm a professional boxer, and I'm going to beat you. Yeah. So he is, man, whether we like it or not, he is an actual certified, registered professional boxer. Whether I think he deserves that or not, he's there. He has it. It's not up to me. It's up to the athletic commissions to allow that, and they have. He's a professional boxer. Give the kid his credit if he beats Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, I think another reason why he's taking this a little bit more seriously, or at least it seems like that, is because this is going to be a tough test. This is not a Ben Askren walk-through opponent here. Okay, Tyron Woodley, yes, not a professional boxer. UFC fighter by trade, wrestler mainly by trade.
I didn't know he was a Missouri guy, by the way.
Missouri guy, but he has
Tyron Woodley is.
He has stand-up training, so he's not going to be a slouch in the ring. And I'm not talking about training as in the past couple of months. He's trained striking before. He's not dumb in there. They know. People knew when Ben Askren was coming in, like, oh my gosh, come on.
This is a wrestler.
Everyone has a puncher's chance, but you can't take him down to the ground. They're not saying that with Woodley, so this is going to be an interesting fight. We're not going to give a prediction now because I'm going to hold you to a prediction video at the end of this week. I will do it. So that'll be pretty interesting and an entertaining card. When you look top to bottom on the Showtime card, it's very good. It's very good. I would say I would put my money in to watch this on a Sunday, but we might be filming on a Sunday.
Maybe we'll do a live.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll do a live.
So we can Trav. I almost want to kind of pivot from this because we're going to give a specific video straight to it. So we want to pivot. Plus, I feel
little more Jake Paul Woodley love because I want to get into it is because I think that I'm not going to give my full prediction, but I think that Tyrone Woodley let his ego get in the way of himself right now by fighting Jake Paul. I think that Tyron Woodley is a decorated UFC guy.
Well,
he's a world champion. He was a world champion, no?
He was.
Okay.
I will disagree with that. I think this is the fight that he needed. He was. I don't believe he was with the UFC. He was out of contract.
His contract expired.
He had nothing else.
I know, but
he wiggled. To his credit, he wiggled himself into this.
Yes, and that's why I think his ego got in the way, because I know that it's a big money fight for him, and I think being a former UFC guy, world champion, I think you can make good money doing a lot of other things that has stuff to do with it. Not competing. What is he, 37?
But here's the thing.
37, right?
I'm going to disagree with you on that one. Yeah, you can find other promotions that are willing to pay you more or this or that. Not like this. Not this one time.
But you're disagreeing with me for right now. But after Sunday, when he is on a meme for getting knocked out.
Oh, I don't care about that.
That's what I think is going to be the problem. That's why I say his ego got in the way. Is money-wise, you're the financial advisor, so that's your take. Money-wise, this was the smartest business move he could have made, true.
Well, here's what I'll say.
But also maybe not.
Well,
what if he gets knocked out like Ben Askren?
Here's what I'll say. How expensive is your ego? I mean, let's be honest. He obviously looked at the situation and said, "Ain't that important? My ego doesn't matter.
It's true.
I'm going to put myself out there." He knows certainly that the risk of being knocked out by not a YouTuber and not a Disney guy. Okay, he knows the risk.
You know, I'm gonna pull out some Missouri roots here, because I really didn't know that Tyron Woodley was literally from Missouri. He's from Missouri, born and raised there, lived there, everything, right? So I think this is what Tyron Woodley's thinking in his head. Tyron Woodley is like, listen, everybody tells me how good Jake Paul is. He goes, but I want them to show me. And you know what's fun about that?
Show me state.
It's called the Show Me State. So Tyron Woodley, thank you, because I want you to bring out the best Jake Paul for everybody to see. And if not, I don't mind Tyron Woodley. If Tyron Woodley beats Jake Paul, Jake Paul's done. You know what I mean? Like he knows that. Jake Paul knows that he is literally one loss away from losing all the boxing hype. If he loses to a Tyron Woodley, it's going to be extremely difficult for him to carry on.
Same risk that he carried into the prior fight too. I think, but in my opinion, the prior fight would have been worse.
Oh yeah.
This one, even if Jake Paul loses, there will be some argument for why.
As the boxing world goes, it won't matter.
They'll turn the back on him. Yeah, absolutely.
You'll stop seeing the pro boxers comment positively about Jake Paul. They're going to say, earn it the right way.
I'm looking up famous people from Missouri, and
there's a lot. You want me to give you some? I'll give you a lot. You want to give?
I got
Walt Disney. He's from there.
John Goodman.
Oh, nice. There's a lot, bro. There's a lot. I can give them to you. You got Nelly. Nelly's from St. Louis, Missouri. Eminem was born in St. Joe, Missouri. What else you want me to give? Brad Pitt, Springfield, Missouri. I'll give you some major stars.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Yep, St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
Dude, Walt Disney was raised in Missouri. Marceline, Missouri. Walt Disney.
Hold on.
We're here in Orlando, Florida.
Mark Twain.
Walt Disney.
Mark Twain.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you.
Chuck Berry.
I didn't know that one.
Chuck Berry.
This is good.
John Hamm, Mad Men. Love that guy.
Oh my gosh. There's a famous Walter Cronkite. Walter Cronkite. Yeah. See, I know my stuff, man.
I didn't know my listeners and viewers, our viewers, were going to understand who that is.
No, they probably won't.
They probably don't. That's when the news was the news and not the opinions. It's not when you turn on the TV to get someone's opinion. That's a different topic.
A lot of good people from Missouri is my point. There's a lot of famous people that people don't realize are from Missouri. And Weekend Trav is born and raised in Missouri.
Why'd they get out, though?
I don't know. Who said they got out?
I don't know.
Who said they don't still live there? I'm pretty sure Woodley.
You want to talk about Eminem from St. Joe's? You talk about him from Detroit?
Well, that's why I said Eminem was born in St. Joe, Missouri, but he was raised in Detroit, Michigan. He moved up. His mom moved up like 6 months.
Sheryl Crow. Scott Bakula.
I don't know who that is.
Scott Bakula?
Who's Scott Bakula?
From Quantum Leap.
I don't know who that is.
The old 80s show.
I don't know who that is.
Darn it. Okay, I'm
There's another guy that's he's a friend of Will Ferrell's. Oh my gosh, what is his name?
We got George Washington Carver, the peanut guy.
What? He's from Missouri?
It says so
Are
here.
you sure?
Google, the all-knowing source of information.
We know how awesome Google is.
Okay, listen. Derail. 100%.
Jake Paul.
Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't done this in a while. We're a little off track, a little off base.
That's
so Jake
normal
Paul,
for us, though.
I know, but I want to pivot finally because I feel almost
Pivot,
bad that we gave more airtime to Jake Paul than Manny Pacquiao, but what it is what it is.
I don't know if we did. I think we gave Manny Pacquiao a lot.
So we got Jake Paul taking on former UFC champ Tyron Woodley.
August 29th, pay-per-view.
Let's talk, though, about an event from this past weekend. It was a UFC event, and this is going to be what we have dubbed the money shot of the week.
And it's a good one. And it's a good one, guys.
You actually shot all of that out, huh?
That's what she said.
So, depending on if this is taken off the air or not, we're not sure. But
Could be.
we're going to see a highlight clip here. Ignacio Bahamondes taking on Roosevelt Roberts. We can Trav. There were about 5 seconds left in this fight.
What? Phenomenal.
Bahamondes comes up with a spinning wheel kick. Uh-oh. Roosevelt Roberts was looking to check it in the body, did not check it in the right spot. Slapped him in the face with a damn kick. Lights out. 5 seconds
Knockout
left.
candidate of the year.
Easily is.
Yep.
Easily is. And that's $50K in his pocket, by the way. That was knockout of
Foot
the
to
night.
the face, he wins.
Hey, what's that?
Night.
So UFC money, that's big. Boxing money, that's not big. So Bahamondes got the $50,000 knockout of the night.
They're only doing 50 grand.
Yeah, no, that's like just...
Come on, Dana.
That's just money that some boxers get just for signing their name on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I know that you have me blocked on Twitter, Dana, but come on, man.
Let's
do the knockout, like the knockout of the night. Like let's up the stake.
Hey,
Let's do like 200
Hey,
grand.
guess what? We're showing it again. If I remember to put it on there again on the edit. Look at that kick.
Phenomenal kick.
So don't say, I don't want anyone commenting saying, oh, you guys hate MMA and UFC and all this stuff. No, we don't.
You know what? Also, we're going to give him another love.
Yeah.
We're going to give him some more love.
Because you know what?
Money shot of the week was a UFC fight.
And now...
Who's going to be the Beardsman of the week?
Beardsman of the week? Friend of mine. His name is Alex Nicholson. Coming from Apopka, Florida here. Alex Nicholson.
What up, A. Nicholson?
You
Beardsman.
got the Spartan. You got the video, or the picture right here. Actually, the reason why, number one, the beard is really money. He has a great beard. He always has. We used to talk beards in the mornings.
Lumberjack beard is on point.
We would do some training together. Actually, he would train me in the mornings a few years back. And guy always had a money beard. We always talked about some details on the beard and how we're putting product in. That doesn't sound very manly, I know. But guy's a manly dude.
You said it. I didn't say it.
Good fatherly guy, too. I know his family. They're good people. Anyways, I digress. Alex Nicholson's actually taking on Bigfoot Silva here on September 11th.
On a BK. That's a bare knuckle boxing.
For Gamebred Fighting Championship.
Oh, it's not BK. Oh, okay, I thought it was. My bad.
So
My bad.
I think that might be he might at some point do that. But this is September 11th,
Ooh,
important date.
11th.
Important date in our history.
Yeah.
If the media allows us to celebrate it still, I don't know. Alex Nicholson, the Spartan.
It's a 10-year, right?
Guy's
20,
a good
20,
dude.
20.
So there's a lot of haters out there for him too, but if you know him personally, you know who he is, you'd say, man, that guy's a quality dude.
I don't know Alex personally.
Don't always trust social media and the internet. You got to get down to know the person.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that I can't trust the blogger on Google who's telling me that Alex Nicholson's a piece of garbage? You're telling me that I can't trust that guy?
Don't trust him.
Oh my God, my head's exploding right now. Who else are you supposed to trust?
Only trust the fact checkers. So anyways, that's the Beardsman of the week. Look at that. That's a lot of mixed martial arts love. Not just
guys,
boxing.
we listen. We give love to combat sports. We give love when love is deserved. We're giving credit when credit is due. His beard, phenomenal.
And you know what? Come in a few weeks, we're going to be giving a lot more love right here.
Packers suck.
See, that wasn't love, folks. That was not love.
I really don't hate the Packers that much.
No, because it's hard to hate someone that just...
I love B Money more than I hate the Packers.
Okay, it's like a...
You like that? You like
that?
that?
It's like a science equation of relativity thing. Let me think here. Love me.
What do you get? Give me the financial advisor risk
Financial
reward
advisor.
tech.
We're talking Amador, double barrel bourbon, right? Mm-hmm. I got this thinking, oh man, we're gonna enjoy this, not knowing we've done it before.
We've enjoyed it.
So that's where after 57 weeks, and yes, we don't do a new one every week. We have some leftovers. We have
we do some.
What do we call them?
I already
reruns
forgot.
or whatever. I don't know.
Redos. I forgot. I texted to you.
Yeah, you
Let me
did.
look.
So anyways, so
Okay.
I got this, and I'll be curious to see if I go back into our past
Rewind.
weeks,
Rewind.
the rewind. Usually we do a rewind here and there, but I said no. Weekend Trav, it's been a little while.
Yep, he did.
It's
he
been
did say
it's
this.
been a few weeks since we've sat down together because life is an interesting lover of ours.
It is.
And so, anyways,
Life
I got
throws us
this
curveballs.
thinking, man, this looks pretty good. Because I picked up another bottle. I'm like, yeah, that's weird. That's from Australia. I don't want that one. Because
I like Australia,
because like their neighbor, New Zealand, when one person got the big C, they shut the whole country down again. It's just stupid.
Yes, they did.
So Amador, we've done it before.
I believe that this is that one where Charles Woodson, he lives in Lake Nona. I believe this is his favorite drink. I was at ABC and they told me that.
You mean this Charles Woodson?
That the Oakland Raiders.
Well,
Charles
he
Woodson.
he won a Super Bowl here.
Well, then that's the guy.
That guy.
But awesome Hall of Famer, dude.
Yes.
Lives in Lake Nona, and ABC Liquors told me they're like, hey, you could try this. He comes in here all the time. Every time we get it, he goes. He usually buys it out. So I wanted to try it, and
Good luck, because I took the last bottle off the shelf.
well, because he probably bought the rest, the 20
Because he's
other
like, I'm
ones
going to
probably.
leave this for somebody.
It's good. I told you
It's
I liked
good.
it. The only reason I don't keep very many of our ones that we have, I had the empty bottle of this one. B Money brought it out. I go, I'm pretty sure that I have that because it was one of my favorites.
Oh, well.
Well, you know what we should do? We should rate this, and then I've
wanna
already
compare it to what- I
forgotten
know.
what my rating was.
That's what I mean.
But I think I'm going to give it a go
Okay,
myself.
so let's do this again. Amador double barrel. We always rank these 0 to 10 boxing gloves. We average them out. So Weekend Trav, what is your rating here?
I think it's going to be higher than normal. I'm going to go 7.3. 7.3. And for all those just tuning in for the first time ever, we don't have, I think we've never had above a 7.3 rating. We usually don't rate them too high.
They're usually...
So to get a good, 7 is a
Listen.
good rating for us.
Listen, here's my
We're
philosophy.
very strict.
Here's my philosophy on rating anything, okay? It's if you start rating things 8s, 9s, 10, you have nowhere to go, okay? So if and I think it's the old Dave Portnoy, the Barstool sports guy with the pizza thing. He can't rate
Dave
a
Portnoy.
pizza 10 because then you can't go any higher,
Yep.
right? So to me, anything above a 6 is pretty darn good. 5 is very, very mediocre and average, and then below 5 is dog pee.
Speaking of Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports is doing betting for this Jake Paul. They're like on board. They're like 100% on board Jake Paul. Like they're throwing a full-on everything advertising at Jake Paul for Showtime. Like Dave Portnoy is all about Jake Paul. He's been at a bunch of the press conferences.
Yep.
They're like a major sponsor of it as well. So Jake Paul, Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports.
I met one of those guys. I met Caleb when he was in town for some Hooters thing. We just like ran into him at Hooters.
I got a couple Hooters.
Well, yeah. Anyways, so you gave 7.3 Amador double barrel. I'm gonna give that a 7.0, which brings us to 7.15.
Yes.
You-
I was gonna say 125, but that's not
Jeez,
right.
man.
I was close.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be the best at addition and averaging and dividing and whatever else.
Well, I knew I had to add something to the show,
You see what you did
but I
there.
didn't want to take anything away
Adding.
and subtract from the show. No? Listen, you're going to be a father soon. You have to start getting to the dad jokes, okay?
I mean, Irina already does it. She's the queen of dad jokes.
What do you
She's
mean?
the queen of dad jokes.
You mean the mom? I don't think you can see it because of the light, but
It's so funny. Listen, she's such a queen of dad jokes that I was golfing this weekend with some good friends.
Yep.
And it was me and another guy and it was playing teams against teams, right? At Scramble. And they were beating us by a lot, like 5 holes, right? And then we started coming back. We brought it down to like 3, and one of the guys was like, hey, you're chipping away at our lead. Really funny, right? Irina, I told her the story. She immediately goes, she's so quick-witted with that stuff. She was like, oh, yeah, you sure are. Putter there, buddy. Putter there.
I got it.
It's so stupid that I laughed,
Pretty
though.
bad.
It was, but I'm going to give her a little bit of credit, and she probably won't know. But
No, she doesn't
I roll my eyes at
doesn't
her.
watch.
When she does this, I roll my eyes. But then I thought the story was funny enough that I talked about it now. But I don't want her to know that for sure. I just rolled my eyes at most of her stuff. But it was kind of funny.
She, just like mine, They don't watch, they don't listen. So we could almost say anything we want. This is a good venting session, actually. It's cheap therapy. Cheap therapy.
That's what we should name the podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy.
Okay, we might get to
That's
something.
the episode name,
Okay.
Cheaper Than Therapy.
Hold on a second. 10. It's hard to see in these glasses. Cheaper.
I don't know why you still have them on, but I appreciate the effort that you're going through it. You know what?
Put them
We're
on.
gonna go ahead and keep talking because I'm gonna do
Can you see
our
me?
social media. Yeah, where'd he go? Oh my god!
All right.
But for social media, you keep talking. I'm gonna go social media right now.
All right, so we have a couple announcements, and then we'll wrap up the show today. I know we've been all over the place. Once again, we're a little out of
We
practice.
got a little bit of boxy still to talk.
Yeah, so yeah, this is the announcement side of things.
okay.
So we wanted to make mention of the fact that we have coming up here on September 25th, Anthony Joshua. Hi.
Okay.
Can't even see that.
Yeah, I did a flash.
Well, maybe because it's...
Take your glasses off and you could see it.
Oh my gosh, that looks ridiculous. Anthony Joshua, September 25th,
Yep.
against you.
Alexander Usyk.
Yeah.
Which is a great fight,
It's
by
a-
the way.
Yeah, I think that's a sneaky fight for Anthony
It
Joshua,
is.
and I wouldn't be surprised to see Usyk holding up his hands at the end of that one.
Man, that's going to be good because that's a big one because originally Anthony Joshua was going to fight Tyson Fury, and then Deontay
No.
Wilder stepped in and said, oh, no, we're going to fight. So Tyson Fury is fighting in October against Deontay Wilder in the trilogy. Anthony Joshua is fighting Alexander Usyk. The winner of that will fight in 2022
Maybe.
is my prediction. It's my prediction, and it's going to happen. In 2022, as long as Anthony Joshua beats Usyk and Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder, that fight's going to happen.
Watch what happens. Usyk wins, and then frickin' Wilder catches Fury
Don't
and
say
wins.
that. Please don't say that. Don't say that.
I wanted to see the battle for the British Isles, the battle for England's heart. And we got our heart pulled out of our chest a couple months ago. Anyway, so that's coming up September 25th.
English.
November 6th finally seems to be happening.
It does. The contracts are signed.
Canelo Alvarez taking on Caleb Plant.
Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. I told you and a lot of people on our show that if the fight fell through a couple different times, and I was like, I think it's negotiation ploys because this fight I think is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it ended up happening. And the reason why I thought it was gonna happen is because Caleb Plant's not stupid. He's getting his biggest payday by far of his entire career. This kid's gonna be guaranteed $10 million for sure, and probably make upwards of 20 or 30 million for this fight. So he's not going to let that fight go.
No.
I knew he wasn't.
No.
And because I think genuinely Canelo, I don't know how much longer Canelo really has. Not because of his talent, because of his want to. Like, this kid's also, talking about Pacquiao, I think a guy like Canelo Alvarez has always fought everybody too.
Yeah.
I do. I don't think
agree.
he ever ducks people.
I think you're right. I think eventually it's more of, why am I coming out here?
Yeah. I'm the richest guy. You know, I think Canelo maybe.
But it's not only money. It's also like you've done everything.
Yeah, he's lost one fight his whole career.
You've
It
done
was
it
to
all.
Mayweather.
Yeah, you done, and that was when you were just starting to be who you
He was
are.
like 24 years old.
And Mayweather he had already peaked, but he was on the downside, but he was still very, very
Not
good.
much. He was like 36. I think Mayweather was like 36 when that fight happened. Yeah, this fight's been a while ago.
We can travel. Listen, I'm 39 now, and I feel every day of 39.
I was going to give you some credit and say the opposite because I am 38 and I don't feel it at all.
We can travel. Every morning I get out of bed, I question to my body, okay, how long are you going to be in pain this morning as I start moving? Like my lower back, everything. Okay, I go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. I lift, and I do things people shouldn't probably be doing. That's fine. But I wake up every morning like, ay, did I swing a sledgehammer all day yesterday? And then I question my body. I'm like, is it going to be a minute? Is it just going to be all day where I'm going to feel like hell? I don't know. Right now I feel okay. Like my sciatic nerve doesn't hurt. My hip's okay. But I guarantee when I wake up tomorrow morning, it's going to be like, man, did Weekend Trav punch you in the back? Because he's dirty fighter.
I am
Okay.
no such
we're actually
thing.
watching your HBO fight, which is on YouTube. Link is going to
The
be below.
full HBO pay-per-view fight is, yeah.
Where you're taking on Paez Jr. So
Yep.
we have access to that. We're going to put the link below. If you are a follower of this show, and you should be subscribing, and if you're not, I don't know what to say anymore because it's been over a year. We've talked about him showing up to punch you in the stomach.
You know how many people's doors that I've shut up on and punched them in the face? I can't do it
You've
anymore,
got
guys.
like at least 10 subscribers out of that.
I cannot do it anymore. Literally, I'm too busy to come to your house, knock on your door, and punch you in the face for not subscribing.
That's right.
Because I would like to knock on somebody's door and punch them in the face as well. But I'm not going to do that.
Maybe I will.
That's an inside story.
I know, that could be me. So weekend, Trev.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Manny Pacquiao. Who else did we miss?
Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo Alvarez.
Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua.
Tyson Fury.
Yep.
America.
So with that, please subscribe below. Give us a thumb up.
I've been saying this quite a bit. Give us a thumb up. Give us a flip off. We don't care
I don't
anymore.
think that's a button.
Just show us attention.
Yeah.
We need attention.
By the way,
show us attention.
If you're going to come at, here's a soapbox for me. If you're going to come at us with disrespectful comments, just know. We welcome them, number one. Number two, I don't remove them. He doesn't remove them. You two, if they think you're being an a-hole, they're going to remove them.
Know this. Look at the YouTube standards, because we can honestly say we have never one time ever deleted a comment, good or bad.
No.
And I've never done that on my Facebook or anything
No.
either. Good or bad. Instagram, same thing. We have never deleted comments.
But listen,
in fact, I've responded to a lot of negative ones.
If you want to be a jerk and you want to try me for something, me personally, you want to try him for him personally, things like that, check yourself, look in the mirror. This is a new B-Money. After the weekend I had a couple weekends ago, I'm not all about that life no more.
I think those glasses have changed you.
Because now we're both going to show up, and I'm going to now punch you in the stomach. And you don't want that.
He's the lefty, I'm the righty. We're
want-
coming at you both ways.
You don't want this. I was going to say you don't want this sauce right after you said coming at them both ways.
You stopped really quick, too.
Please subscribe below.
Or don't.
I'm not going to mention our media partners at this point.
Because this is embarrassing.
I'm
Our
just-
media partners might be embarrassed for us.
I'm wildly embarrassed for myself. So I'm just going to end it. That there is Weekend Trav.
That there's B-Money, a.k.a. producer, a.k.a. happy belated birthday, B-Money.
Thank you, and God bless.